Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a while since we've put a video up, but thanks for being patient whilst life got in the way. Today we're looking at the Ke70 and AE71 cluster and making it work with a 4AGE engine. Like the A86 dash video we put out previously, there are 5 wires you need to take care of. Once these 5 wires are connected, the dash will work as if the 4AGE was a factory fitted item. There are a few locations where you need to connect the wires for the dash. The first is the factory fuse box and the engine bay. The alternator light connects into here. The charge light, usually a yellow wire, needs to be connected to the pins either side of the alternator fuse. One side goes directly to the alternator and the other side to the dash. Whilst this video isn't focused on wiring the alternator as such, you'll need ignition power and a sense light connected. The ignition power, I use a connector behind the passenger headlight near the washer bottle and the engine bay, and the sense wire goes directly back to the battery. The next area to focus on is the firewall connector. You can buy these connectors from companies like Narva New, and they will connect directly into the factory connectors. The part number from Narva is 5627 6B for Bravo, L for Lima. Any auto parts shop will have them in stock usually, and they're only a few dollars. Looking at the back of the connector from the body harness loom, the order of the pins are as follows. Pin number 1 is the reverse lights, and it's red with a black stripe. Pin number 2, I'm not sure what that is. Pin number 3 is the oil pressure switch, which is yellow with a black stripe. Pin number 4 is the reverse lights, which is red with a blue stripe. Pin number 5, I'm not sure. Pin number 6 is a temperature gauge, which is yellow with a green stripe. The middle pins, once we know, we'll update in the comments. If you've got an AE71 or automatic Ke70, you've probably noticed by now that the pinouts are different. The best way to sort out what you need to do is to look at the colours and trace the continuity of the pins. The last item is the check engine light. You'll notice there is no provision within the cluster to support this. Instead of adding another light somewhere in the dash, I usually splice into the low brake fluid warning light. If you connect this splice to the W pin on the ECU, you'll have a functioning check engine light. Now I'll cover the cluster itself and identify the 3 plugs used and what each of the pins are for. If you own a panel van and are finding that only the brake light is staying on and none of the other lights will work, you'll find this section very useful. The panel van cluster pinouts are vastly different from a sedan or wagon. Fortunately, the process to move the pins around is quite easy. All you'll need is a small screwdriver to release the locking tab on the connector, and then you can pull the wires out without breaking them. There are 3 plugs that connect to the cluster. Don't worry about mixing them up, as they can only be connected into the one spot. I will refer to these plugs as the blue, the grey and the clear connectors. Sitting in the driver's seat, the plug on the right, or the clear one, if you position it facing down towards the ground, the pins will be as follows. Pin number 1 is the alternator charge light. This wire goes to the alternator fuse in the engine bay fuse box and is yellow in colour. Pin number 2 is the alternator ignition power. This is red with a blue stripe. Pin number 3 is the oil pressure warning light. This is yellow with a black stripe. After these 3 pins, you'll notice a form of divider on the connector. If you look at the back of the instrument cluster, it's quite easy to know what this divider does. Pin number 4 is ignition power, which is black with an orange stripe. Pin number 5 is the low brake fluid warning light. You splice into this wire for a check engine light. It is red with a white stripe. Pin number 6 is the handbrake warning light, which is also red with a white stripe. Pin number 7 is your low fuel warning light, which is yellow with a blue stripe, and pin number 8 is your tacho input, which is black in colour. Now we move on to the middle plug, or the one that's blue in colour. The first pin is for when you've got your headlights on, which is a green wire. The second pin is the earth for the headlights, which is a white wire with a black stripe. The third is the left indicator, which is a green wire with a black stripe. The fourth is the right indicator, which is a green wire with a yellow stripe. The 5th wire is your fuel level, which is a yellow wire with a red stripe. The next pin, which is number 6, is empty. The 7th wire is the temperature gauge, which is a yellow wire with a green stripe. And the 8th pin is empty. Now we move on to the plug on the left, which is grey in colour. Pin number 1 is the earth, which is white with a black stripe. Pins number 2 to 5 are empty. Pin number 6 is the high beam warning light, which is red with a green stripe. Pin number 7 is B plus or constant power, which is usually red with a white stripe. And the final pin is pin number 8, which is ignition power, which is purple with a blue stripe. So here's the end result. The cluster's out of an AE71 sedan and it's now working in the KE70 panel van. It took about 2 hours for me to swap the pins over, but that was because the information wasn't readily available. You should be able to do this much quicker. You'll also notice if you look closely that some of the globes aren't working when the headlights are turned on. This is because we've installed the blue LED lights. The LED lights must be installed in the correct polarity so they will work. If you get them the wrong way, they simply don't light up. A regular globe doesn't matter which way you put them in, but for the LEDs it does. Additionally, you'll also notice that when the car is given a bit of a rev, the warning light does flicker. This is because the sender for the oil pressure is actually the gauge style and it needs to be swapped out for a switch. This now concludes the video. Thanks everyone for watching, we really appreciate it. If you found the video useful, please hit the like button and drop a comment below. Additionally, if there's a video you want us to cover in the future, we're more than happy to do it. Just send through a message to our Facebook page or shoot through an email to matt@a86drivingclub.com.au. Additionally, please hit the subscribe button as it does help us out. If you don't have a valid YouTube account, you can easily register for one if you have a valid email address. Thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you next time.